It's Week 16 of the NFL, and we'll get a look here at All-Pro Devontae Adams. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Texans and the Ravens, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 51 back in 2017, we are inside NRG Stadium in Houston. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. And we are underway from Houston. Here's McLeod from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On 1st and 10, Nugent. And incomplete to open things up.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Nugent. And that's complete to Adams. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
On 3rd down, Nugent. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's Jordan Stout now. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 36. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 47 yards.
I guess we got a good idea about what the game plan is for attacking this secondary. No beating around the bush with this crew. His first throw of the game is a deep shot, and it connects. That's a tendency breaker right there because normally you build up to the big shot, but not in this case.
And he gets it a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow. This guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
Richardson now on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to...
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Bijan Robinson with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Now the try here for the point after. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And good coverage there on special teams as he'll get him down shy of the 20. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Nugent. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
They go play action here on 1st down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. You look at this Baltimore defense. Right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively, because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Now left side on the swing pass. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is taken around the 12. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Well, what a season it's been for them, Charles. They have already, with 3 weeks left before the playoffs, clinched that #1 overall seed. Richardson hit it, he fumbles it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Quick throw completed by Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 33 as we ironically approach 3:33 remaining in the quarter.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action with Richardson. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. The Ravens at 12-2 now on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now, because to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way, because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
Could be four-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over, because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. Richardson on the bootleg here. Sliding out of the pocket. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. All that for a 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On 2nd down, it's Richardson to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal.
Here we go. 60 Maverick. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
And Richardson back to throw it. This is caught. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Let's go. Hurt. Right there, hurt.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Bijan Robinson with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. An early decision point here, Charles, maybe one we'll look back on later. They go on 4th and goal. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the... So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. as they've got it 2nd and 7. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Pulled in at the 24. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its...
Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Bijan Robinson. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Texans back out there and ready to go. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
To throw on 3rd down, Nugent. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd down and 6. Now Richardson. Robinson's got it. Now he's loose again. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Bijan Robinson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens continue to pull away here in this first half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them. So the bottom line, they just need to focus on winning right now.
Yeah, they totally have their eyes open, don't they? They know they've got teams trying to run them down. They can hear their footsteps. The question coaches ask guys in the locker room, do you have another gear left to pull away and lock in that playoff spot? If so, let's hit it. That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Kalijah Kancey
Just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Off play action. Nugent.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
Isaiah Simmons getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
And it's fielded at the 34. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And the Ravens taking the field.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
A loss of 8 that time, and it brings up 3rd down.
On the jump.
Richardson.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And they'll begin by running the option. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Looking to throw on second down. Nugent. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. How to approach this? 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Looking to throw. Nugent. And that will be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's a screen for Robinson. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Richardson to the air on first down. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. So maybe some signs of life. This has been a defense. They've been all over the map here in this first half, but they're coming through with a big play.
And sometimes that one play is what you need. And it sounds overly simple, but this is a team that was close to being down and out before halftime. So to come back and return the interception for a touchdown, that's big.
Yeah, maybe it can serve, Charles, like you were alluding to, as a little bit of a wake-up call for them. We'll see. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Point after here coming up. And that makes it 23-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. On first and 10, it's Robinson. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Track 60. 18, Gardner, 18.
Second down, here's Richardson. Flushed out right. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Anthony Richardson, 14 yards. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 23. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Here's McLeod from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I want to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them.
Here we go.
2nd and 6. Back to throw. Nugent aiming for Jacobs. He's got him, reeling it in on the out route. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From the gun on 3rd down. Nugent. It's caught here by Adams. And he is going to have a Texans first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
They'll look to throw again. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Back to throw again. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's been a nice day for him as a passer and as a runner. One of the few mistakes he's made in this ball game. The wrong choice on that one. That one goes incomplete.
A final shot before the half. Richardson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
79 Broncos. 18 Pioneer.
A final shot before break. Richardson. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. And it's the Bengals who have the lead in the second quarter. The Bengals trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Derrick Henry has a touchdown run. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Bears still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them.
It's about as Bears and Falcons as it gets.
Bijan Robinson, who was tough to stop in that first half. He accounted for 3 touchdowns overall, 1 on the ground and 2 in the passing game, as his all-around skills were on display in those first 2 quarters. These two clubs running through their final halftime adjustment. It's just about time to get back at it. And for the call of the second half, we go back out to Houston, H-Town, and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Cleveland to return from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter.
Panther Street, Panthers, let go.
Second half begins with a run by Robinson. They find some open field here. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 56 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
There's Robinson showing the flash. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Jordan Brooks on the tackle.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Robinson up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. Second down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Richardson to throw off play action. He completes it to Olave. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. First down.
Ready?
Play action. Now Richardson. Touchdown. Jalen Hyatt. His second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Still fighting for more. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. But not what you want to see this late in this. medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
To throw on second down, Nugent, slant to Adams. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Up the middle they go. Wiley, and he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. 2nd and 5. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Nugent.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8.
Bijan Robinson leading the offense out for another drive.
He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the 3rd, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that. And guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4.
Ready.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot. Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Trap 60.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
2nd and 10.
Hey, smash Bronco.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On third down, here's Richardson.
Sets up the screen to Robinson. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down.
On the option left, Richardson.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Ready?
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
Now it's Richardson. Hyatt has got it.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Come on.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Mustang 19. Buffalo 18.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
Throwing left side, it's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Now a 2nd and 10. Here Richardson yet again.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And in for the Ravens touchdown. From 10 yards out.
And the Ravens are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
This taken in right around the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Nugent. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. Once that ball was loose, the question was, would this be 2 or would it be 6? It's 6. The defense able to pounce on it.
And for the offense, the training didn't really kick in, did it? Once that ball comes loose, you've got to get on it, make sure that you recover it, or make sure you punch it out of the end zone. Anything but give it to the defense to score a touchdown.
Extra point attempt here still to come. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
At the 18-yard line.
Looking to throw on second down. Nugent. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. The Texans on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Micah Parsons. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Bijan Robinson leading the offense out for another drive. On the other side, they've had trouble stopping him not only on the ground but through the air. He's hit the century mark running the ball. He's approaching that receiving it.
I'm starting to think, Brandon, we're going to have to start judging running backs by a little bit different standard. And we know the gold standard now is 1,000 yards running the football. But I think we've got to start looking at all-purpose yards, yards from scrimmage. That's probably a better measure of what you're getting from these backs because look at the game we're getting here. He's run it well, but overall his damage has been done catching it.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if that will continue. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Warrior 70.
Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. Lets it go for Nelson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Texans will take over.
Let's go.
On 1st down, Nugent. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Now this one complete on the slant route. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Ravens 48-yard line.
Hey, unlock line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An audible here to get a new look. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game... taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And some room to work.
110 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Going with Armstead, a 1st down carry. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Cougar 19. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Quick throw completed by Hooker. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad is on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
And now out comes Houston.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
2nd and 7 from the 20.
Back to throw. Nugent. And this is going to be intercepted. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
Hooker going to try to throw for it.
And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot.
No.
Okay.
Throwing after the interception. Nugent. Over the middle, complete. That's Jacobs. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now a handoff up the middle. Wiley, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Looking to throw. Nugent. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. Throwing on 1st down. Nugent. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 3rd and 20. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid.
Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2nd down and 3. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing to start the drive. Nugent. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Ravens, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.